It just doesn't get much better than that.
I mean, talk about a coach's dream. That's a coach's fantasy, a double-double waiting to happen. I'm so excited to see her play again at home after the Gauchos have been on the road at St. Mary's College.
So it's Lane and Michaela Minette who are up for the tip, and Denver starts things off. Here's Tess Santos.
Yeah. Santos, 6'3" point guard. Johnny Gonzalez has given up a little bit of height there.
Minette, foot on the line, lets it fly off right. Anderson, who had 20 a couple of games ago against Pepperdine. She gets the start tonight. It's, as always, Danae Miller in the backcourt along with Gonzalez.
Denver playing that zone. They're going to pack it in on Isle Lane tonight.
And the first steal of the night for the Pioneers. Here comes Santos. Uzuda takes it to the lane, draws the foul, actually. That was a charge, pushing too much.
Lauren Lee doing what she does, also a super scrappy senior.
Both of these teams are going to play physical basketball.
We'll see how the Gauchos adjust to this 2-3 zone. They are long on top. Denver is long on top.
They don't have a ton of height, but they rebound so well. 3 ball from Anderson off the mark. And it's off of Miller, out of bounds.
Anderson, a sharp shooter. I like her action on the ball, just like her brother who plays for the men's team.
Anderson shooting 47% from downtown. That's one of the better marks in the country.
You gotta like that. 47.
Nearly hitting 1 or 2.
After those attempts.
Cross-court look. There's Jackson, who waves it up and knocks it home.
That was all net.
Anna Jackson, what a good three-point shooter.
I was watching Denver warm up. They were ice from downtown in their warm-ups.
Coach, that's a great point. And one of the things that they do so well, they shoot the 3 and they get to the line.
Yeah. It looks like they're not going to foul a lot in this zone also.
Jackson cross court. Santos wide open. 3 ball up. 3 ball good. Denver up 6.
That's exactly what I saw in the warm-up. Back to the 2-3 zone.
They're looking to work it inside for Lane, but she's just smothered by Minette. That's
Gonzalez. Being fronted in the post there. It's a little tough to throw it in unless you throw it to the high post and go high-low, a quick high-low, which the Gauchos work on.
And you have to imagine Doshia Woods, who did her research on this UC Santa Barbara team. Lane is the player to watch out for and the player to stop if you're playing against her.
Good steal by Johnny Gonzalez.
Good transition defense. They slow things down. Miller looking baseline for Lauren Lee. Anderson lets it go from downtown. She gets it to fall.
That is what we call strings. Did not touch any part of the rim.
Miller with the interception.
Good penetrating kick there. Nice dish.
Coach, what a pass inside. Gonzalez the vision, and Anderson able to finish it home.
Left hand finish by Anderson, showing her versatility. Rainbow 3 and finishes with the left.
You talk about the roles that this team has. You think of Danae Miller as a point guard, but she feels a little bit more comfortable playing that shooting guard position, which allows Gonzalez to be the visionary on the court.
Captain Miller gives you whatever you need. Comes up with the loose ball here again.
Pushing pace.
Her ability to penetrate and kick.
That time Anderson threw it away. Here's Jackson.
One of the things the Gauchos can see, no one's just going to allow it in.
Telegraphing passes a little bit too.
Yeah. Euro step. Lauren Lee comes up with a loose ball rebound.
Yeah. And Megan Anderson, her 8th point of the night.
Look at that rotation.
couple of games ago, 20 against Pepperdine. Tonight, she already has 8, outscoring this Denver team. Anderson can get real hot real quick.
Again, the Gauchos showing a good combination of inside-out basketball on offense. They're getting into the paint, then kicking it out to open shooters and find a way to get Megan Anderson the ball. Iowa Lane is being held and everything else by Manette down there.
Manette absolutely smothering Lane, and this is a player in Iowa Lane averaging a double-double in points and rebounds, over 10 apiece. But Manette is a force in the paint. Now, not as physically big as Lane, but doing a really good job to force her into uncomfortable situations.
They're going to make Iowa Lane work for the ball, even in this zone. They've got one behind her and one in front.
Offensive foul, and it heads in the other direction.
The Gauchos are going to need to adjust to this zone, whether it's baseline out of bounds, side out of bounds, or just in the half court, in their half court offense.
Uzuda takes it herself. Lane tries to get the block off. She'll bank it home, however.
Not sure that is a good matchup for Iowa Lane. She's much quicker. She's going to have to play off her and force her to shoot from outside.
Absolutely, and the leading scorer on this team, Uzuda, is a strong player. You see that one knocked out of bounds. Off of Denver, but early on, it's tight. Denver up by a possession here in the Thunder.
The greatest of all time. There's no one even close to her.
Welcome back here into the Thunderdome. UC Santa Barbara trailing Denver. Ball in possession early on. It's 10-8. The Pioneers on top of the Gauchos. Megan Anderson already has 8 today. But into the game for the first time, it's Alexis Tucker. This one picked away, then Tucker gets it right back. She'll put it up, bank it home, and this one back to a tie.
Yeah, we saw better movement against the zone there, and it actually went to the high-low. And that's how I think they're going to beat the zone. You hear Coach Bonnie Henderson say, swing the ball. Swing it means get it from side to side.
What does Tucker bring to this offense for UC Santa Barbara?
A lot of energy. It seemed like a little bit of experience. She can drive. She can shoot. She makes plays. And so the hardest thing, I think, for the Gauchos is with the men's team, both men and women, is what combination can I play and win? And that's hard when you have depth. But you'd rather have depth than not.
You know, for far too long, it feels like UC Santa Barbara hasn't had a ton of depth. Now they do, trying to figure out their rotations, who plays well with others. Is that what November, December basketball is for?
It definitely is, to find out who's your hardest playing, best playing combinations. Teams in the mid-majors, Big West, you're going to lose a couple games, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're getting ready for January and February.
That's really when you have to turn it on. When it comes to March, you got to play your best basketball. Boyd gets her own miss, puts it back up and in.
Megan Boyd.
Back to against this 2-3 zone. This will test the Gauchos' patience all night long.
There's Mole drawing contact. Will we see continuation? Will it be a shooting foul?
Should be.
Foul charge number 12, Jocelyn White.
Another look at it here. Mole driving with her left hand.
13 fouls.
Nope. It's going to be Blob. Baseline. Out of bounds.
So Mole out of Tasmania, Australia. She represented Tasmania in the U20, U18, U16 Australia Junior Championship, averaging a double-double during that. Really good addition to this team last year. First team Big West all-conference player. And Mole takes it to the rack, just a little bit too far left.
That was the right play, tried to finish with her left hand, but notice the pass fake to the post. She's a smart player.
Santos let one go. There's the rebound for Denver.
Oops.
That was Forney who came up with it. Boyd sends it. Forney tried to get another opportunity. Here come the Gauchos. Tucker almost lost the basketball.
Sure hands of Iowa Lane picked that up.
Take a look at this zone. Gauchos really have to break it. What's the key to breaking a zone like this?
You've got a ball movement, player movement, and you've got to penetrate the zone by pass or dribble.
Santa Barbara has just pushed the ball around the perimeter. There's Tucker with her second steal of the night.
Very scrappy. There was a penetration dribble there and a kick. That's how you beat the zone.
Taylor Mole knocks down the triple. Gauchos right back on top for the first time today.
I like what Taylor Mole brings to this team. I like what she brought to it last year. I like what she brings to it this year.
Mole was averaging 15 and 9 last year. This season, however, just not getting as much playing time.
Hasn't quite made it into the rotation.
And you have to think about what a star player does to the dynamic of a team. When Isla Lane returns, what does that mean for the rest of the role players?
I think everybody has to figure out what they're going to do. It's like a Ryder Cup in golf. You get a Tiger Woods, everybody else is going to watch.
Yeah.
And that's what was happening with Isla Lane, and there he goes. Good high-low there. There you saw the high-low. That's how you beat the zone as well.
So they work the high-low action, find Lane in the post, and she'll get on the scoring end. Boyd jacked one up far right of the iron. Mole, another one. Couldn't get it to go. Lane, the offensive board, and a second chance opportunity for Lane. That's what she does so well. A couple seasons ago in her freshman year, third in the country in offensive rebounds a game.
Can't teach that. She does it. So good to see.
Santos drills one from the top of the key. We're back to even.
This is a scrappy Denver bunch. They know their game. They play within themselves. Back to the zone. I haven't seen a lot of subs on Denver's part, so we'll see how that wears into the second half.
They generally rotate 8 strong, 10 weak. Denver does.
That was one pass to the wing and try to feed the post. That will not work. Someone is standing in front of Isla and somebody's standing in back of her.
Jackson nails it from atop. Boy, has she got a sweet stroke. Anna Jackson, one of the best three-point shooters you're going to see at any level.
Now get it to the other side.
Yeah, there's an offensive foul.
The ball has to get to the other side. Swing it a few times, then try to penetrate.
Now, you talk about Jackson as we come to the final couple of seconds, couple of possessions of this first quarter. We got a 30 here, so we're going to stick with it. But Jackson's one of those players, well, she holds the record for three-pointers made in a single game. This came a couple of games ago, back on November 26 against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. She had 36 points. That's the program record in points scored. 10 three-pointers made, tying the program record in three-pointers. Already tonight, she has a pair. You can see how lethal she is from deep.
Yeah, she has perfect rotation. I was watching her shoot around. She didn't miss too many. And when they were off, they were barely off. There's such thing as a good miss. Rin run.
So the heave from Johnson won't go. Denver on top after one quarter early. And you're tuned in to Big. After one quarter, Denver on top of UC Santa Barbara. And what has been working well for the Pioneers? Well, first the zone, and they're shooting the three well. What's more important to stop right now if you're a Gaucho fan?
Well, we've got to create good rhythm shots and move the ball from side to side. We're trying to feed the ball, well, that's almost a steal. And lucky if we get to score here, but I'd like to see us swing the ball as Coach is yelling, swing the ball. Coach Bonnie Henderson is yelling, swing the ball. And then try to go inside or get it to the high post and then go to the low post. That is referred to high-low in basketball.
Santa Barbara has struggled forcing it inside, but sometimes when they do it, Isla Lane finishes. Count it with the foul, a chance at a three-point play.
If you look at that replay, that's a rim run, pass the wing. That's how you feed the post. That's a fast break. And it's an and-one situation. Good basketball there.
Lane up to 6 on the evening with a chance to make it 7 here at the stripe.
Good rotation. That's a good sign for her to make her free throws. I think she's like 50 on the year, and She's going to get to the line a lot this year.
Now, with the ball in hand, this is a player who's gotten to the line more than just about anybody in the country. That's Azudu who gets it knocked away. Jackson comes away with it. Here's Boyd.
Got to get those 50-50 balls, man.
Really good three-point shooting team, but Azudu takes too many steps there. Ball goes back to the white.
Show you how smart Isla Lane is. She adjusted to playing her on defense and played off her. She's not shooting the three. She's driving her. So you got to give her a couple of rooms so you don't get driven. Here comes Denver in the zone again. I'd like to see the ball. Swing it. There's high-low. Look. Swing it.
Here's Kennedy Johnson, who had season highs last game.
See how easy it was to get it inside after that swing the ball?
They do work it well around the perimeter. That's how you beat the zone.
Yes.
Anderson let it fly.
Then it's easier to get it inside or get it to the high post.
Yep.
You have to move the zone, shift the zone.
And if you force pressure around the perimeter, that's how the offensive boards become a reality. You drive out the rest of those players in the paint. There's Isla Lane, tallest player out there, able to sky for the rebound, and now another opportunity for the Gauchos. Gonzalez taking it.
In the gap. Good drive.
In a bank home, Johnny Gonzalez.
Again, there's penetration by the dribble. That's how you break down a zone. They're giving you 4 ways. And if the Gauchos play that way, they will win this game.
Here's Wyatt. Whistle blown. This one goes against the Gauchos. A reach on Gonzalez. It'll be ball baseline. In front of the scorer's table here, right in front of us.
Johnny Gonzalez for first personal foul, 13th foul, charge to the Gauchos. Tess Santos returns for Denver.
Johnny Gonzalez giving up a few inches on Santos there at the point guard now. Anya.
Wyatt has an open look. It's off the iron. Gonzalez with the rebound. She'll run the floor. Here's Choice, the second year. Santos got her hands in the passing lane. Saw a good closeout from Isla Lane. A drive and a foul. Wyatt will get 2 shots at the line.
Foul charge number 10, Anya Choice, her first personal foul. Second team foul charge of the Gauchos.
Choice whistle for the contact as we see Alyssa Marin into this game for the first time today, along with Janae Miller, who's checking in for Gonzalez. Now Marin, a second year, out of the Calabasas area. Boy, was she good in high school. What does she bring to the floor off the bench?
She makes plays. Toughness. She's aggressive. She doesn't mind doing the dirty work, getting the loose balls, getting on the floor. Plays much like Janae Miller, like Captain Miller, and not afraid. You got to have Marin on. Any coach, you got to have one of those players on your team. If you're building a team, you want one of her, or as many of her as you can get.
And Marin was named the Ventura Player of the Year during her senior season. This is a couple of years ago. Kennedy Johnson had the drive, Lane the rebound. She'll put it back up and in.
She is back. Let me tell you, people. She was a little rusty to start the season, but she's back.
Lane coming off season lows, but a player that can really pop off on any given night. Had 17 and 17 2 games ago. Boyd jacks one up. Friendly roll. She'll get it to fall.
That was Steph Curry range. Get it to the other side. Get it over here.
Marin unable to drop it home. Coach, you were signaling get it near side, get it to the right. And that's how we've seen them with success. That's a shooter, and Jackson can't hit, but
they
the
aren't shy to
success
shoot it,
has been moving it around the perimeter.
Back, get it to this side.
Have to work it laterally, left to right. Marin from downtown.
It was just a matter of time before I knew she was going to get on the floor. The other thing for man zone, playing any offense, shot selection.
Yep. Little bit of coverage right there. Not completely open. Now, she can hit those shots, just doesn't in that situation. Now it's Denver basketball. This is a Denver team that was shooting 57% from behind the arc after the first quarter.
That's amazing.
Really good shooters through and through on this lineup. They were top 50 in the nation in three-pointers attempted, three-pointers made, three-point percentage. Here a turnover. Anderson lays it up and in.
Left-hand finish. Big-time steal, big-time finish.
Anderson up to 10 on the night.
Seeing the depth that the Gauchos have, Denver has not subbed that much. The Gauchos have played at least 9, 10 players. She's traveled there.
And Mole with the defense right there. You talk about smothering defense, forcing Boyd to travel.
Comes a sub here for Denver. It's just about time they sub.
This is a Santa Barbara team who's coming off a pair of losses, right? First against St. Mary's, lost by 23 points. Next against Cal Baptist by 12. How do you bounce back from a situation like that? What is Coach Bonnie Hendrickson telling her team?
Well, they got off, I believe they played Cal Baptist first and got off to a slow start. Very good team, by the way. I've seen them play. And St. Mary's, obviously, from the WCC, very tough team. They played here last year. Very good team. You're not going to get anything on the road. You got to take it. Dang, she shoots the ball.
Boy, what a great shot from Boyd. This team just relentless from three-point land. Anderson, and she responds. Free ball, corner pocket, yes.
I like the shootout.
High-scoring game. This is a Santa Barbara team that's averaging 56 a game.
Captain Miller on the floor, takes the charge.
Miller comes up with a smile on her face, knows that she had her feet planted, and Boyd. Here in the Thunderdome, Gaucho faithful here in attendance despite finals week. Santa Barbara up by just a piece. We saw Danae Miller right before the break draw a charge. It seems like she does that every time you're watching her.
Yeah, she gets 2 or 3 of those a game. That gets her team the possessions. There you see inside out, penetrate kick, look inside. Now that's how you play against the zone.
Boy,
textbook. Great coaching by Bonnie Hendrickson after a timeout.
Yeah, and you can see the intensity, how physical Lane is out of the break. She knew she had to get position.
That was a set play. That was textbook how to attack the zone there.
Santa Barbara has struggled against the zone tonight. This is a Denver team that can absolutely shoot the lights out. Mole rejection. She'll send it out of bounds.
Mole did that all last year, averaged close to a double-double, and also blocked shots. And she just came in and halfway through the season and was a delight to watch.
Good locker room presence, too. Never see her without a smile. India Sanders, short corner jumper. She brings it to the ball.
Got that off with 1 second left. Scored. Back again. Denver back in the 2-3 zone again.
Gauchos looking to break that 2-3.
Forney just following Hyla Lane wherever she goes. That's a good high-low.
And Lane, a friendly roll.
That's how you beat the zone.
You just can't beat Lane. That physicality, she's up to 13 on the night. Sanders had the open look at the basket, but couldn't bring it home.
Captain Miller with the rebound.
The drive from Johnson. She'll draw the blocking foul. So 2 shots coming here for Kennedy Johnson.
So on the missed shots, you hear Coach Bonnie saying rim run. She's talking to Isla Lane to run down the middle of the floor and establish a presence while the defense is not set. The zone is not set. Throw ahead to the wing, spread out the defense, and throw it inside. And that drive occurred because they were running the rim run play, and nobody guarded the wing, and they just drove to the basket. That's good basketball in transition.
Time. Oh, it looks like a technical here against Denver. This is head coach Doshia Woods, who is whistled for it. Woods in her second year with the Pioneers. In her debut season, she ushered in a new type of efficient offense for this squad. I mean, they were top 50 in the country in three-pointers attempted, three-pointers made, and three-point percentage. Similar story with free throws, top 50 in each of those categories.
You can see that Coach has done a great job at spreading the floor. They recruit well, and they've got shooters, and they play their game. They're not afraid to let it out 2 feet past the three-point line. But I also see that this team will give up a lot of points. They're not great defensively. If people solve the zone and do attack the zone like you should, and then in transition, that's another way to score before the zone sets up. I see them getting scored against a lot too.
This is Johnson at the line here. Johnson, the first year, you could see early on that her physicality, she's going to be a real piece for this team moving forward.
You know, it's just the tale of 2 different seasons. I went from starting with 6 or 7 players last year to seeing, 14, 15 at practice, and the depth this team has. When you have 6 or 7, you don't have much choice. You've got to play hard.
Yep.
Now they seem to, it's finding the right combination, but I'm going to tell you this, Isla Lane is awake. She's not rusty anymore.
Yep.
And they are physical. They're pushing her back left. She doesn't grin or complain. She just
does it. She just works in the paint, and the ball finds her. I mean, that's the way that Coach Bonnie Henriksen has drawn up this offense. The ball will find Lane. It seems year after year, Bonnie has a new piece to work with. Miller, 3-ball. That is Manette for the rebound. Santa Barbara on a 6-0 run over the last 30 seconds. Up top, Sanders. Five to shoot here. Manette, short corner jumper. She brings it to fall.
Yeah, that was good defense, though. It's unfortunate.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Santa Barbara putting on their best scoring performance that we've seen this season.
Manette is doing everything she can to foul and hold Isla Lane.
Johnson,
nice
what
step
a move!
Nice step-through move there. Textbook Pete Newell step through, up and under, step through. Textbook. I see players working on those types of moves. But to try it, in a game is great. It's great to see.
And on the offensive side, shows her experience. On the defensive side, works a turnover. Johnson, the freshman, getting big minutes here tonight after a career night just last game.
I'd like to see the ball go side, then go to the high post, then look for Isla down low.
Half the shot clock has expired. Johnson feeling the stroke. She brings it to fall. Knocks it down.
That was Strings. Giving Denver a little bit of their own medicine there. Very patient on offense. That's good offense.
Santa Barbara with the largest lead of the game for either squad, up to double figures. Santos looking to end the run. Blocking foul. Count it and 1.
The ref wasn't buying Isla Lane taking a block or a charge there.
Santos at the stripe for an opportunity at a three-point play. Tied for the lead on this team with 8 points tonight.
Mary Wilson enters the game for the Pioneers, replacing Megan Boyd.
Tess Santos, a transfer out of Presbyterian College. She's a 67% free throw shooter. Back in 2017 and 2018, she was all freshman team in the Big South.
Three-point play the old-fashioned way. Yeah, that's a good transfer for Denver.
So 4 years later, here she is, a graduate student playing for Denver. Well, final possession of the half here.
I think Coach Bonnie Henderson will work for the last shot, not giving Denver a chance to score back. High-low. Here we go.
Tucker banks it home.
Don't foul. Don't foul.
Sanders from no man's land falls short, and Santa Barbara up 9 heading into the break. This is the best scoring performance we've seen from the Gauchos this season. A big reason, both also Cole, who plays on the men's basketball team for UC Santa Barbara. Looks like they're just churning them out to the Gauchos at this point, and both of them can really shoot the three.
And they look like the boy and girl next door, but they will throw daggers in your heart.
So here is Denver Pioneers with the first possession of the second half, down 9. Wide open, Santos. And Manette trying to sky in for the rebound, just couldn't corral.
There's the rim run by Alain. She was open, but we kind of missed it there.
Talked about those rim runs in the first half. Huge reason why the Gauchos have been able to get on top. And Lane with another 2-point basket.
And that was not great defense by Denver and exploited by the Gauchos. If you can get it in that easy, get it in.
It's tough to play defense on a 6'4" forward like Lane.
Here's another rim run. Just wait for her to get there. She's open. See her? Missed her.
Miller taking it to the hole. She'll get it to fall.
Miller.
First score of the night for Danae Miller, just 2 points away from being the 28th player in UC Santa Barbara's 1,000-point club. Miller on Santos. Mizuta went up for it. It's pushed out of bounds by the Gauchos. Lane with the contest.
The Gaucho defense has gotten better and better as this game has gotten on.
Playing all around good basketball, forcing difficult looks.
Good double team there.
Mizuta couldn't get it to fall.
Alain comes up with the long loose ball rebound there. Let's move that ball.
Foul here goes against Manette. That's Michaela Manette, whistled for, what is her second personal?
That is guarding Alain. She's going to foul her every possession. It just depends on how many of the refs are going to call it. She's been holding her and pushing her. What do you do?
You know, Manette's not small either. 6'3" out of Chicago, Illinois. But anybody near Isla Lane, Lane just towers over him.
Good cross screen there. Triple team. Score.
Lane is up to 17 on the night. She's perfect from the field.
I told you, she is back. Folks, if you're wondering, she's back.
Gonzalez, too much contact. Santos draws it. But you talk about Isla Lane. This is Lane who's coming off a season low. She struggled a touch in the last game for UC Santa Barbara. That was a loss against St. Mary's. It was seven rebounds, 5 points tonight. Lane with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and has just dominated on both sides of the basketball.
Yeah, I don't think she's done yet either.
A couple of years ago, Lane led the country in rebounding. Foul called, too much contact from Anderson. That was Boyd who drew it.
Foul charge number 30, Megan Anderson. Her second personal foul, second team foul charge of the Gauchos.
Boyd lets it fly, falls short.
Rim run again. Look at that.
Danae Miller, count it. She's up to 1,000 points in her career.
We're going to have a timeout here.
Miller, the 28th player in Gaucho history To hit that, everybody on this team looks up to her. She knows what she's doing, and she runs the offense well. A leader, if there ever really were one.
Definitely. If you look at this game here in the second half, I don't know how many points Denver has scored, but it can't be that many. Here the Gauchos applying the full court pressure here.
So Denver looking to respond, now down 17, largest lead of the night for either squad.
Yeah, but you can't count them out because they shoot the three because of that, right?
Oh, Megan Boyd.
All net. That was string quartet playing there. No hesitation in that shot. Yeah. One pass inside, gets her own rebound, put that.
Wow, so Lane with the contact, she's able to get her own miss, now up to 19 on the night for Isla Lane.
Full court pressure again after the make being applied.
Santos makes it 2 in a row.
You know they're down double digits. They're going to shoot threes. That's just what they do.
Regardless of the deficit, shooting 44% from beyond the arc. Anderson, the retaliation move. It's off left.
Who comes up with that one?
How does she get another offensive board? Lauren Lee went up for it. This time a foul. Forney.
Notice Isla Lane got the rebound. She was in the paint and passed it to Johnny Miller. I would just say Isla Lane should probably just go back up with that. She's 2 feet from the basket. Give it a shot. I always told my players, do not make 2-foot passes like we're 2 feet from each other.
Yep.
You just don't make too fast. All net there, Lauren Lee. Where to go?
Now you saw right after the play, it was Uju Azua who Azuda was she was livid at that call. She's been struggling tonight. This is the leading scorer for Denver, averaging about 15 a game. Tonight, just 4 points.
She likes to drive it, though.
That's why they switched from Isla Lane to Lauren Lee, who's guarding Azuda.
And that's a good idea. That's, again, good coaching, good matchup.
Now Azuda finds herself in the post, blocked by Lane, the rejection, and jump ball here. It's going to go back to the Gauchos.
Look how much Denver had to move that ball to try to get a decent shot. Go deep in the shot clock. Favors the Gauchos. That's good defense here. I like defensive scheme from second and third quarter. Denver back in the zone. Ball goes side to side.
Forney whistled for another one. That's her second foul in just a matter of a minute.
They have been holding Isla Lane every play. I mean, the officials could call it almost every play.
Now, this is a team in Denver that's, frankly, they're used to dominating on the defensive end. 14th in the country in blocked shots per game with 6.5. That said, Santa Barbara has been able to get their shots off well. They've worked the ball through Lane almost at ease. Miller, the three ball from the corner pocket. Lauren Lee skies in for the rebound.
Again, another, Danae and Lauren Lee are two of the scrappiest players in this league, in this conference, in the Big West Conference, and certainly two of the scrappiest players here at Santa Barbara. They just always on the floor, always going for loose balls. You've got to have players like that, get 50-50 balls. We used to call them hustle plays and keep the stats. How many deflections you can get, loose ball. Whose knees had more gym burns, floor burns on them.
It's funny because typically you see that from a player off the bench bringing energy, but here for the Gauchos, it's the starters that are the Energizer bunnies. Forney got a hand on it. Good play there. It's knocked out of bounds. 5 to shoot for the Gauchos.
The best way to feed the post, in my opinion, is going to be getting the ball to the high post. And Isla Lane doing what you do, which is get great position, and it'll be money. That's just good basketball. The wing feeds, they have somebody in front of her and behind her. Good out of bounds.
Wow. Out of bounds, they look for Lane in the post. She'll alley-oop it in, up to 21 on the night.
Great call. Great call there. Great execution.
Azuda, she'll draw contact and 2 shots coming.
Foul charge number 11, Lauren Lee. Her first personal foul. 13th foul charge to the Gauchos. India Sanders.
Now Lane, who's scored in double figures for 4 games this season. Well, she had a season low in this last one, but tonight a season high. 21 points for her. Big reason why the Gauchos are up. And a miss there from Azuda. Azuda's an 83% free throw shooter. Shoots the ball really well.
Not having a good night tonight, and I can tell you why.
It's difficult when you got a player like Lane who gets in your head. There's not much you can do to stop her, so it forces you to think about her on the offensive end, too.
It's not like they haven't been double-teaming her every play. You see two players, one in front, one in back, right there, too.
Miller lets it go from downtown and knocks it down.
Strings. Great inside out, swinging the ball, textbook zone attack.
18-point lead for Santa Barbara. Largest of the night. Azuda. She beats the bully ball from Lane, gets the lane to fall.
Good cross-screen action, good play by Denver. That's a good way to get their post player free.
Miller has another look. Azuda had the rebound. Here's Boyd on the outlet. Driving against Gonzalez. It's a foul on the ground on Johnny Gonzalez.
Foul charge to number 1, Johnny Gonzalez, her third personal foul. 14th foul charge to the...
Welcome back in here to the Thunderdome. Let's take a look at the national rankings for Denver. This is a team that nationally is really good at making opponents earn their stripes, especially with the ball in the post. Tonight, however, it's been difficult, especially with the 6'4" Isla Lane leading the charge for the Gauchos, who applies pressure there.
Yeah, one stat I don't like that they have is they give up more points than to their opponent than they score.
A lot of contact in the post right there. It's Santa Barbara basketball baseline as we had another look at it. Here's Tucker. Spin move with the left, count it.
Big time move. Big time move.
Tucker is a 3-level scorer, the transfer from Texas Tech. There's Boyd. She'll do the same. Boy, can she shoot.
Beautiful textbook shot.
Boyd takes some really high efficient looks.
Like to see somebody flash to the high post now and look for a lane down low. The high post is open, what we call an open post. There's the flash, there's the look, and there's the fling out. That's good basketball.
Choice, the open three.
Textbook basketball. Somebody will be open. Either it'll be the open one we call a fling, or it'll be a high-low. Good basketball.
Good basketball for the Gauchos all night, up by 19. Blocked from Lane. She'll send it back and gets the own miss.
Comes to Nay Miller.
The reset up top here for Miller.
Take your time. Take your time.
Lane with the left. A kiss off the glass.
Oh, my goodness. Is she back? Are there any questions?
I don't know if anybody is asking that question right now. The whistle blown foul going against the Gauchos here can be. However, Boyd has been really strong for this Denver team, leading the way with 13 points. She knocked down 3 from downtown.
Boyd has what Anderson and Isla Lane had at halftime right now.
Yep. Well, that's a great point, Coach. But she is good at the stripe, too. She has these 2 free throws right here. And the second one up and good. She went 2 for 2 from the line right here.
Full court press by. Full court press. Got to get it in. Full court press being applied by.
Oh, good takeaway, or almost a takeaway there. That one knocked away.
Denver being down, they've got to press. They've got to create some energy and some turnovers here. So
assistant coach is Adrian Sanders. She's telling this team they have 5 seconds to get it across here. And they do. Now it's a 2-on-1. Mole, nobody around her, takes it to the rack and lays it up and in.
Great decision on Mole.
Mole had an opportunity to dump off for Lane. It was Minette who was in the post, elected to guard the player who scored 23 tonight, and Mole made the right decision.
2-on-1. You got to make the defender come to you, and the defender never came to Taylor Mole, and she just laid it in. Smart player, by the way.
Boyd dumps it off. That's a charging foul. It'll go back to the Gauchos.
Yeah. Coach Wood is saying that she was in the circle, but I don't think so.
Tucker had position.
Foul charge number 0, Megan Boyd. Her second personal foul. 15 foul. For Denver.
So roughly 90 ticks to play here in the third quarter.
You see Denver going to person-to-person defense for the first time. Not a good decision there.
That's picked off by the Pioneers. Sanders running the floor, skip pass, and the drive.
Good help there.
Open look, and Azuda knocks it down.
Two-on-one again.
This time, Mole.
No foul called there.
Mole went up same time this time. However, Minette made a good adjustment. Instead of guarding Lane, steps up, picks up Mole, who...
I think the officials missed a foul there, but they called one on the Gauchos. I don't know about that one.
So it's Sanders who's at the line here for Denver. India Sanders.
I'm going to tell you, Max, first team to 70 will win this game.
I'll take you up on that. I'll take you up on that. Sanders, a transfer out of American University, a graduate student shooting 75% from the stripe this season. Really smothering full court press.
But open player underneath basket, laid up.
Tatiana Madawar, she draws contact. She'll have 2 shots coming on a hard foul in the post by Denver. Madawar into the game for the first time today.
My neighborhood, Cronolette High School, via UTEP, and she's here. So watched her shoot at practice. She can really shoot it too. We've got Coach Henderson's got a number of people who can light it up.
The 6'2" junior at the line. Madawar just 1 for 4 at the free throw line heading into tonight's game. Make it 1 for 5 on that shot. Has tremendous potential, a transfer out of UTEP, as you mentioned, the Concord, California native.
Cronolette High School. Great high school right next to my stomping grounds, the great De La Salle High School.
Love to go back to that high school, see all of the Coach Louis Reyno trophies they have in the case.
You see mostly football there. TV show or TV movies, all good pass there.
Open look for Forney. She'll lay it up and in. Miller draws the contact and the foul. Both teams in the bonus here, and that is 4 against Megan Boyd, which is a disappointment, especially for any basketball fan out there. Boyd has been shooting the ball really well, leading this team 15 points tonight. However, just 1 foul away from fouling out here in this game.
Look for Jackson to be taking a few more shots for Denver.
Miller misses on the first.
Looks like the Gauchos have rushed the last couple of free throws, so just take your time. No hurry.
One and 2 for Janae Miller. Final possession of the half here, if they want it.
Bad foul. Can't foul at 35, 40 feet. Bad foul.
Sanders right here does a great job applying pressure on the drive. Choice had no other choice. Had to foul, get a little bit physical with 13 seconds to go. Sanders' first missed free throw of the evening. This is a really strong free throw shooting team. Right now they're at 80% tonight. Now 9 of 11 from the stripe for Denver. A team that's 38th in the country in free throw percentage.
I don't know about that decision. Work for the last shot. There's plenty of time.
Tried to force it in on the drive. Now 6 seconds to shoot here for the Gauchos.
Here she is, over here.
Wide open, Taylor Mole. She rattles it home.
For three. At the end of 3 quarters, UCSD Santa
Mole, the sniper from downtown. She's up to 8 on the night.
Like how she plays, she brings a lot.
It's not going to be the same anymore. That was the final chapter in that part of our team's history.
But here's Denver playing person-to-person defense here.
First time we've seen that man-man defense.
And you see they gave up the easy direct drive, too. They're not comfortable playing man-to-man.
The zone, Gauchos were really struggling to break it, but once they did, it's been Isla Lane and her show the rest of the way, up to 25 on the night. Forney, they give her space. Lane meets Uzuda. There's Sanders. She knocks down the triple.
Seems like everybody's comfortable on that team shooting threes.
Nearly 50% from behind the arc for Denver tonight. A really sharp shooting team. Just can't guard Lane in the post the way that they need to for the win tonight. Or at least haven't been able to thus far. That one thrown away by Choice.
That particular pass that was just thrown needs to be thrown at the corner of the backboard, but I like the ball going the high post and then go highlight. It's too dangerous. And it was turnover.
Denver has to get a run going. There's Jackson fading away. Can't get it to fall. Manette, second chance. She'll bake it home.
Good pass. 2-on-1 here.
With the foul, count it. 2 points for Tucker, has a chance at 3.
Good press break. As soon as they get 2 passes, it's 2-on-1.
You know, the press has almost worked conversely for Denver. They pressure them in the backcourt, but Santa Barbara has been able to break it every single time. And then a 2-and-1.
They're hoping to get a quick steal, but if they don't, they're going to give up a layup. They're not a pressing team. They're not a man-to-man team. They're a zone team, and they rely on making bombs like from downtown. From downtown State Street. And they've been making them, but that's 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
From downtown State Street. Santa Barbara looking to keep this Denver team right here in Isla Vista. No more downtown shots.
There's a high-low for Denver there. Good feed. Good basketball.
And Manette able to finish. She's got 4 points in a row for Pioneers. They brought Gonzalez back in. Big reason? She can break the press so smoothly.
You got 2 points. I mean, you literally, Manette has fouls. I lane every play.
That's 4 on Manette.
Whoever they're going to put on, they're going to have to foul her.
Got to keep an eye out for Forney, but hey, she's got 3 fouls as well.
One thing offensively, the Gaucho assistant coach Nate Fripp and the Gaucho coaches do a great job at teaching Isla Lane how to seal. She does it better than any post player in our program. Use her body to create offensive angles for herself. And that's why she can finish with her left or her right hand.
Something that she works on every single day in practice.
Every day. And she's so good at it.
Now, something going on in this game right here. On the stat sheet, it reads that Michaela Manette has fouled out of this game after the foul on the last play. She also earned a technical. Big reason why Danae Miller is at the line right there. She knocks down 2. But Manette has fouled out. Manette spent the entire game on Isla Lane, who just proved to be too big of a body. Manette finishes with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 5 fouls.
We'll see if Forney can contain Isla Lane. She's wide open. One-on-one, so difficult to guard. Setting a screen. Setting another screen there. Go get it, Johnny. Got to get it.
Santa Barbara with 1 to shoot. That's a shot clock violation. Good defense from Denver out of the break right there. Sanders is smothering. Talk about an energizer bunny. She does a great job giving it all on every single possession. Sanders at the controls. Haven't seen much of Santos in the second half.
Danae giving up about 3 or 4 inches to Santos.
Dump off for Jackson. Can't get the teardrop to fall. It's Tucker for the board.
Denver playing person-to-person defense again.
And a foul. This time it goes against Isla Lane, the offensive. It'll go back to Denver. Third personal foul on Isla Lane tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if I didn't see any.
You know, it's interesting. You talk about Anderson, who was off to a really hot start. 13 points. Hasn't scored since then, but more or less a diversion at this point. If she can score really well early on, then they have to, you know, at least give her some attention, which takes attention away from Isla Lane, who's up to 25.
Yeah, she scored early off those turnovers, those rhythm threes I was talking about. She's not going to create a shot off the dribble on her own. She's going to have her teammates penetrate, kick, set her up. She's a rhythm 3 shooter. Get them in transition, and they haven't done that. That's what they played really. Wow. Boyd's back in.
Sanders driving the lane, look to dump it off, and a nutmeg in between the legs of Uju Azuda.
Good defense by the Gauchos, causing that turnover. Here's Denver with the press again. Double.
And the jump ball, good defense as Sanders and Azuda team up to take the ball back. It looks like it'll be Gaucho basketball. It'll stick with the Gauchos.
Yeah, we got to get somebody flashing to the middle. Enter the ball. Opposite flash middle. Flash middle.
Gonzalez looking to break the press.
Right.
Santa Barbara has slowed down the pace.
Look at that.
Too much contact on Lane. Foul goes against Forney. That's number 4.
Look at how she works inside, just using her body. No hands, no hooking, just using her feet and her body.
Santa Barbara moves it around the perimeter so well. Gonzalez with the right hand couldn't get it to fall. Forney the rebound, nearly travels. Here's Forney pushing pace. Wide open, Azuda lets it fly. Forney rebounds, second chance points up and good. They'll stay with the Gauchos after the inbound was not clean. We'll take a timeout taken here. Both these teams It's been physical basketball, but, Denver has been called for just too much contact, more so than the Gauchos tonight, and it has plagued them. A big reason why Isla Lane has been able to get the best of this Pioneers squad.
Full court press being applied. Make a good decision. Lauren Lee does that. Here's Denver playing man-to-man.
So they broke the full court press easy, but Lee, high IQ, pulls things back just to slow down the clock, eat out that clock. Miller tries to fall away. It's out of bounds. Now it'll go back to Denver.
Denver getting a stop, person to person. Denver is running a switching person to person, so if Isla Lane were to set a ball screen and roll, a guard would be guarding her. Or any post player would have set it, because they're switching. It's a mismatch.
So with about 5 to go, Denver down by 16. Has to get a run to get back in this one. Who do they rely on? Maybe their leading scorer, Azuda in the post against Tucker. Turns around, gets it up, just can't get it to fall. Contact and 2 shots coming.
See Lane being attended to by the Gaucho training staff. Looks like they are having a cramp in her foot or something. And hydrating her right now during this.
Azudu, her first of the stripe, up and good. Azudu is 48th in the country in attempted free throws, 28th in made free throws. Really good percentage from Azudu.
Denver team has a lot of stats.
Miller, she has a one-on-one, but smart basketball, they slow things down to eat the clock.
Denver in man-to-man. See if Gauchos can execute something. Flare screen there. They switch. They switch. Let a middle ball screen.
That's Azuda, who's whistled for the foul. Just can't believe it. Number 4 on her as well. Denver folks unhappy with the whistles being blown tonight. That's 20 fouls against Denver, I should say. 18 against UC Santa Barbara. So the whistle has been blown for both squads. And that's number 5 on Boyd. She'll be out of this one. You can see the anger, the frustration on head coach Toshia Wood's face.
So the team is not used to playing man-to-man, and teammate did not call out that ball screen, and she nudged her. You saw her nudge her knee out, and that's just, she wasn't. It's just not their forte.
Boyd out of this one, the second player to foul out for the Pioneers. She finishes with 15 points, 5 of 12 from the field, including 3 3-pointers. 2 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 5 fouls. She had 30 minutes tonight.
Janae puts up 12 right now, adding to that 1,000-point total. Kind of a weak.
Foul charge number 30, Megan Anderson, her third personal foul.
Anderson whistled for her third. Right here it's Jackson at the line. Let's take another look at it here. Anderson got her on the left arm. That's where the whistle was blown. Jackson, typically a pretty good free throw shooter, misses on the first.
Sometimes that's how it goes on the road. Sometimes they don't fall.
Teams have combined for 31 attempted free throws this evening. Santa Barbara with 16, Denver with 15. So both teams have had their shots at the line almost equally.
The refs have called it pretty good game. No advantage to either team in terms of fouls.
Offensive foul. It'll go against Lauren Lee. Lee whistled for her third as Isla Lane is taped up off the bench and ready to go.
Isla Lane returns for the Gauchos, replacing Lauren Lee.
Under 4 to play here. Sanders to the rack. She lays it up and in. Sanders picks it off. And the layup. That's 2 in a row for Sanders. India Sanders have herself a heck of a game. She's up to 12. Miller breaks the press. Just about 3 minutes to go.
11-point ball game.
Santa Barbara felt comfortable, but Denver is giving the Gauchos an opportunity.
I do not like that pass. I do not like that pass.
Opportunity to cut it to single digits. A team that can shoot the lights out. Azuda takes it. Lane with the rejection in crunch time. How about Coach Bonnie Henriksen electing to let her team do its thing, doesn't go to timeout there.
You hear her saying, go get it, Nay, go get it, Nay. Nay Miller has the ball. I think I'd put it in her hands too.
Tucker from downtown. The rebound to Zuda. Will she push tempo? They give Forney space.
Yeah, got to.
Santos step back three-pointer, nails it from outside. Timeout taken here. It's cut to single digits, an 8-point basketball game. Denver right back in this one with 2 minutes to play.
Hook shot from half court. They won't see that coming. Turtles on 3.
Sling has live sports, news, and entertainment. It's the best of live TV for just $35 a month.
It's an 8-0 run for Denver over the last 2.5 minutes. Has got them right back in this one.
They did get consecutive stops, didn't they?
Sanders turned on the Jets here at the end of this fourth quarter. Santos picks up Miller at the logo. Miller draws the contact and the foul. Coach Bonnie Henriksen was pleading her case on the sideline, saying, hey, there's a ton of contact. And right after that, the next time Santos got a touch on Miller, the whistle was blown. Miller at the free throw line will have free throws number 7 and 8 tonight, looking to put her team back up by double figures.
Well, the Gauchos need to get a couple of stops themselves and try to, get some distance from Denver.
Including the exhibition games, this is the highest scoring total for the Gauchos all season. They had 83 against Westcliff, tonight 85. This is against Denver. And the most prolific scoring performance we've seen from any Gaucho this season, Lane with 25. Azuda gets her own miss, can't get the second chance opportunity. It'll stay with the red. Sanders at the controls to inbound baseline. Azuda driving with the right, kicks it out. Sanders open three. In and out. And the putback from Forney. Right back to an 8-point deficit. Miller double teamed in the backcourt. She gets it away. And Coach Bonnie Hendrickson, you can hear her saying, hold on, slow it down, nothing.
40 seconds left in this one. They're going to have to foul and stop the clock.
Miller dumps it off. Lane to 27 points. She lays it in.
Assist Danae Miller.
Beautiful play. That's just such a smart play by Danae Miller, and finds her teammate for her 27th point.
Santos lets it fly.
Got to come up with this 50-50 ball here.
That's batted away by Anya Choice. Jackson into the seats. We'll see where the whistle goes. That'll go against Anya Choice, against the Gauchos. Her third personal.
At the line, Anna Jackson.
Anna Jackson back to the stripe. 1 for 2 this evening.
Jackson went cold from the late first quarter on in this game.
Started out with a pair of three-pointers right away. Just creamy looks from outside, but then hasn't really been able to hit those shots since. Jackson's one of the best three-point shooters in the land. 24th in the country in field goals made from beyond the arc. And a foul called again. If you keep your eye on Doshia Woods, the head coach for this Denver team, her second year with the Pioneers, well, you can see her frustration. It is absolutely visible on the sideline. The whistle has been blown time and time again against both teams combined tonight. That is 44 fouls called against both of these squads. Big reason why the score is so high. They've been able to get a ton of time at the free throw line. Tucker first up and good. She's got 10 this evening.
Come off the bench, done a great job tonight for the Gauchos.
Make it 11. That's 11 of the 32 bench points Santa Barbara has scored this evening. Gonzalez with the takeaway. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Denver. It's a 10-point basketball game, though, at this point. You just let him be. You don't foul.
Credit to Denver for keeping on fighting in this game.
Absolutely. Whistle blown, foul on the play. They'll go against Lane.
Foul charge number 31.
Looks like 2 more shots are coming here.
At the line, Cheyenne Forney.
What did she say?
You know, it's funny, if you look at Coach Woods, she's talking across the court over to Bonnie.
She's talking to Coach Hendrickson.
Coach Hendrickson.
And don't know what she said, but I don't see that very often. Coaches, I hope she said good game or something.
Something like that.
Denver still applying that full court pressure.
And this one will just about come to an end here. Santa Barbara, their highest scoring performance of the season. The Gauchos take a 9-point win over Denver to stay unbeaten at the Thunderdome this season.